Recorded Books and RB Digital present My Lady Beloved by Lael St. James, narrated by Jill Tanner. Chapter 1. Late Summer, 1369. St. Swithin's Abbey, Devonshire, England. The uppermost branches of the oak, a gnarled and venerated tree, ancient of days and fully grown long before the first stones of the abbey's foundation had been laid, rustled beneath the bare and somewhat grubby feet of 19-year-old Gabriella Redclift, soon to be Lady Avendall. She peered into the distance, squinting a little, and held her breath, glad her expression was hidden from her sisters, standing below on the path. "Can you see Sir Avendall and his men?" called Margaret, her twin, who grew vexed if addressed by any name save Meg. Her voice floated up through the green bristling leaves, high and eager, for she, like everyone else at St. Swithin's, believed the fiction that Gabriella truly wanted the marriage arranged for her, long ago, by their late father. None must ever suspect that she was merely pretending to be pleased, for the sake of her mother and sisters, and the crumbling old manor house, Redclift Hall, 2 days' journey north of the Abbey, that was her heart's home. Her body and soul, indeed all she had, were her dowry. Avendall's gold, of which there was a surfeit, would assure Meg and Elizabeth's futures, whether they chose to wed or to take holy vows and remain at the Abbey. And Ariel, their ever-fretful mother, would know security and peace at long last. "In the name of the Holy Mother," lamented 16-year-old Elizabeth, no doubt crossing herself as she spoke, for she, with her gentle nature and devout ways, was almost surely destined to take the veil. "Do come down, Gabriella, lest you fall." Ignoring Elizabeth's plea, dear Elizabeth, she was forever apprehensive about something. Gabriella gazed into the distance, beyond the walls of the Abbey, at once comforting and confining, searching the horizon for any sign of her bridegroom come to claim her. Although the weather was already growing cooler, the days, moving inexorably toward autumn, and then the bitter cold of winter, the late afternoon sun was dazzlingly bright, the sky a heart-pinching blue. Gabriella tried not to think of Redclift Hall, with its fields and meadows and streams, shimmering with trout, a place she would most likely never set eyes upon again. Instead, she must fix her thoughts on what lay ahead, forsaking all that lay behind. "I think I see just a flicker of colour on the horizon," she called down to her sisters, clinging to the tree trunk with one arm and shading her eyes with the opposite hand. "Still, I can't be certain." "Come down," Elizabeth reiterated, striking a note of clear desperation. "'Tis sorrow enough that you're leaving us. I should not be able to bear it if you landed at my feet in a heap of broken bones." "Do be still," enjoined Meg, ever impatient with any sign of trepidation either in herself or in others. She would gladly have climbed to the top of the oak tree personally, if Avendall had been her bespoken husband instead of Gabriella's. It was a bitter if private irony. Unlike Gabriella, who wanted only to live at Redclift Hall and cause the place to prosper once more, Meg yearned for romance, adventure, and travel. "I won't be still," argued Elizabeth, who was a Redclift after all, and not without spirit for all her prayers and piety. "I'm the only one here with a grain of common sense." It was then that the speck Gabriella had glimpsed on a distant hilltop resolved itself into 4 horsemen, clad in red and gold. Sir Avendall's colours. "There they are," Gabriella said, trying to sound pleased. Instead of the wild, heady delight Meg would have exhibited, she felt
Sample complete. Ready to continue?